All right, I believe. Yes, okay. We got rid of that guest thing. That's good. Hey, I just got told I was live. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Take two. No more waiting for guest stuff. All right. So, the story I was about to tell in part one, we had gotten done with one of the magna fishing trips, and I was going over to the local scrapyard to get rid of some of the stuff that I wasn't going to do cleanups on. And the first thing that happened was I had the gentleman ask me, "What's all that stuff?" I said, "Well, I do some magnet fishing." And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, yeah, you, like the, and who did he say? I forget which title they utilized. Pops is back. Welcome back, Pops. I started the story. I'll do a quick recap. So I took some stuff after a magnet fishing trip to the scrapyard, and we got to a point where the guy asked me, "What's all that stuff?" And I told him I was magnet fishing. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I like that guy." And I forget who it was. And I said, "Yeah, the only difference is I didn't pull out X, Y, and Z." And he looked at me and goes, "Really? You don't catch guns and you don't catch knives and you don't catch all that every time?" And I thought, if we did, that would be the craziest thing on earth because that would kind of scare me if we were pulling up all sorts of weaponry every time we go out. That would not be exciting. That would be more scary than anything else. Um, what do you think, Pops? Have you pulled up anything like that? I think the last time we pulled up the knife was 2 trips ago. We pulled up another one. I think it's been a while since we pulled up the other things. Black Dog pulled up a few things. He put up a video today that if you guys haven't watched, you should really check it out. Um, I've been doing this for about a year and only one shotgun on my very first time out. Cool. I assume you called the local authorities. What was their response? Did they take it into custody or what happened with that, Pops? This thing's sawed off pump. Oh, that's usually not a good sign. That's usually a sign that somebody was playing in a bad way with it. What brought you to us, Pops? What video kind of sparked your interest in us? Do you remember? Because we put up a couple. I don't even remember half of them that we've done. I gotta keep checking on the polar bear, making sure he's not sneaking away, getting into trouble. Two guys fishing on bridge and left when I called the cops. Interesting. That makes me wonder if perhaps they had something to do with that. When we found the first one, it was one that couldn't been any earlier than the 30s or 40s. This was very old and rusted and decaying. And seen you guys running with Black Dog. Yes, we do. From on occasion, we will. Um, that happened by happenstance. I think the first time I was in a video with Black Dog, he had brought me out with jackhammer, and we were just getting our feet wet in the magnet fishing world. And then I decided to take the bull by the horns for. One guy said, "Oh no, he found it." Did you get a look at him? Were you able to describe him? Because it sounds like they really knew something about this. I'm curious, Pops. When these guys fled, what was your thoughts on that? Because that seems pretty suspicious. Ah, usually you find those in the bad areas. The good areas are where you find fishing hooks. It makes it cheap to make a tackle box, though. I don't know if you get this question. Oh, I wouldn't recommend it, or at least not alone. Because if you're going there and you're by yourself and you have already pulled up that kind of find, probably better to be safety in numbers. Um, I started to say something along the lines of the tackle box, building it up. I think at this point I've had enough um, fishing hooks and line and reels and lures and all the rest. I could probably build you 5 or 6 fishing poles by this point. Not to mention, I don't know if you've seen this one, Pops, but we had a weight that at the time I didn't realize, but in the middle of a pond, there was a weight, and after I took a look at it, there was a piece of string attached to it. So I don't know what that weight was down there for, but it probably wasn't for good reasons. So, whew. I'm curious as to what people think when they watch these videos. Pops, have you ever been accused of planting stuff? That seems to be the question that people ask. I know when I did it, I pulled out, I think it was, I think it was the first pistol. They asked, "Did you just find that somewhere and throw it in the water and catch it again?" And my answer was, "I don't know who does that, but that seems like a lot of work just to make a 7 or 8 minute video. And quite honestly, I don't have time for that." I pulled 2 weights up and I did find out why they were in the water. Why were they in the water? Was there a weight set, or was there something else that those weights had for being at the bottom of the water? Let's see here. People use them to weigh down their duck decoys. People put duck decoys out with weights. That seems like an interesting way to do things, especially when the weight gets cut off, then you got a rotting weight at the bottom of the water, and that's no fun. Pops, I know you received the bag and the sticker from Big Grizzly. We are excited to receive, and we're gonna do a mail call with whatever goodies you sent us. We appreciate that. I was accused of planting the bag I found with coins in it. Yeah, money, weapons of any sort. They usually are the ones that get questioned the most. Um, What was interesting is nobody questioned the cannonball. I even questioned the cannonball. I thought, why on earth would it be in this body of water? But there it was. Pops, let's do quiz time. Favorite find you have had, most unique find you've had, and find that made you scratch your head. I like doing stuff like this. Make people on the spot. I'll give you my three. My favorite find was I'm going to go with one that I can't even reveal yet because it's not on a video, but it will be coming out soon. Favorite was the shotgun, okay. Most unique was definitely the cannonball. And the one that made me scratch my head, and to this day I keep scratching my head, is we keep getting these perfectly round metal objects, and they're in different sizes, and I can't figure out if they're punch outs. I can't figure out if they're coins. I have no idea, but we have found a lot of them. Most unique was bag of coins. All right, I'm waiting for this one. The one that made you scratch your head. Oh, Pops is taking his time. Lawnmower. Now, was this a push mower? Was this an electric mower? What kind of mower was this? I know that I found um, a mower blade, but I've never actually found an actual full-size mower. Push gas mower. Okay. Pops, you did ask the question on your live. Did I find the entire grandfather clock? The answer was no. I found from 9 to 3. So the bottom half from 3 to 9 on the bottom. We have not pulled up yet, and I stress yet because I do plan on going back out there, and I do plan on getting the rest of that clock. And I know it's the full clock because every time Jaws would hit the water, you would hear a smack, but there were no dings, there were no gashes from rocks, and then you would pull up the face of the clock. So I know I was hitting the clock with Jaws. Um, I do get this question a couple times. Did you get any weights or chains from it? Not weights or chains yet, but I do believe that the actual clock is intact, which explains why it was thudding. If I do get the weights and chains, I have no problem trying to rebuild it. I think that'd be fun, and that would be really cool to kind of do a time lapse video on. But I do get the question, why do you name some of your weights or some of your magnets, but not some others? And that's because the weight, or you got me all screwed up, Pops. The magnets that are mine get names. The magnets that are honey bears, I won't name because they're not mine, they're honey bears. That's why you have what started with Big Brutus, who is the 4250 wildebeest from Brute. He got his name because I thought as I was throwing him, this is just a monster and it throws out your shoulder, so he's big like a big Brutus. And then we had my hook, which is come to be known as the bear claw. And I always tell people you can't have a bear paw without a bear claw. Because I'm not putting these in the water by itself. Mad Mag 1 named his magnet Maggie. Nice. Uh, Jaws is my favorite right now. As a matter of fact, he is quickly becoming my favorite out of the entire fleet. Um, he is the Kratos Orion 2400 clamp. And the reason why I named him Jaws, and it just kind of happened organically, I threw him out. He talks to his magnet the whole time. I do too. I just try to edit it out because sometimes I won't realize I'm talking to Jaws, and I will tell him, "Why are you doing this? My back hurts." And maybe I should start leaving some of that in. It's kind of funny, actually. I don't know. We'll see. Jaws, I threw in the water, and he hooked, and I started bringing him in, and he pulled up a chunk. Then he pulled up a chunk. Then he pulled up a chunk. And I thought, man, it's like the Jaws of life. He just keeps, and boom, there it was. This is Jaws. And it fits because a bear tears things apart with his bear claw and his jaws. So that is why I name my magnets, but I don't name them all because the ones that are honey bears, that's her job. If she names them, she names them, and if she doesn't, she doesn't. Um, Pops, have you seen Honey Bear's channel, The Life of Polar Bear? Life with my English Cream Retriever Polar Bear. I know Brockton is a big fan. He's Polar Bear's #1 fan, and that is Honey Bear's passion. We do the magnet fishing together, but the Polar Bear channel, that is all Honey Bear. I gave away my 2 starter Amazon magnets. I'm left with the Kratos Titan and the Brute Clamp I won from Black Dog. Send her link. I will do so. I will send the link to your email, and you can check it out, and we'll go from there. I try to warn people that he is a much better looking bear than I am. He's much cuter, so you will like him better than, the big grizzly. The little polar bear is better. We have 2 people. Who are these 2 people? We got Pops. Pops and I have been chatting. Who's the second person? Are you out there, second person? Who are you? Ask me a question. I want to answer you a question. I'm noticing that I'm rocking in the video. This is my after coffee mode. You've seen me sit still for a while, but I can't do it very long. Then I start moving because I'm always on my feet. That's right, Pops. Don't be shy. Come on up. Let's chat. Who are you? Tell me about you. Better yet, I'll tell you about me. I don't care. Matter of fact, here's a good story. Let me tell you about this. This shirt was my Papa's Day gift from Polar Bear since I brought him up a little bit. He got me a shirt that says, "I work so my dog can have a better life." It made me laugh and then made me sad because I thought, I really do work to give him a better life. That's kind of sad. I should be doing it for me, but I'm not. I'm doing it for him. We got a shy one, Pops. They don't want to pop up. You can. You can talk to us. Talk to me and Pops. Who cares? I'll give you a funny story while we'll see if we can warm up #2 and get them engaged a little bit. But I'll tell you a funny story. You'll come to meet Marley in one of the videos coming up, but we took Marley magnet fishing for the first time. And the 2 starter Amazon magnets, he had one as well. And he said, this sucks. I'm not catching anything. This doesn't work. This magnet thing's, started getting down on it. And then I said, well, why don't you try Jaws for a couple of minutes? Just give him a shot. Throw him out in the water, see what happens. And he threw Jaws out and pulled up a big steak, one of those big garden steaks. And then he went to the 360, and then he tried a few other things. And we actually got to a point where we needed the bear claw. So we pulled out the bear claw, and the bear claw remained undefeated. That is actually a shirt that I'm going to be designing as well. There'll be a bear claw shirt that says, and still undefeated. And once the bear claw gets defeated, which will never happen, then possibly I'll design a new shirt that says, and one less shirt and one less win. No. But when I got the gifts from you, I went to the site and opened my own merch store there too. I actually send me the link, Pops, and just put it right there in the chat. I'd like to check out your merch as well. Um, I believe you did check, and we do have the size you were looking for in the shirts. I've actually got one that I want to order for myself because I'm getting a little greedy, and it's the one of the latest ones that has the big grizzly face in the middle of the magnet. I do want to say about the merch stores. Yes, but my funds ran low this month. Don't worry about it, Pops. It is what it is. That'll be happening for the next couple of months. And like I said, all donations go straight to Tom. Uh, just for the shy person, we are doing a fundraiser for a gentleman named Tom. Tom has a traumatic brain injury, and he will be helping. Well, we will be helping him save his house because the city that he lives in is looking for it and wants to um, more or less own it. So we will be doing a couple things. The first thing is all of our merchandise sales for the next couple of months will be donated right to Tom. We will be doing a 20 throw challenge, and we will be doing that live. And I had an idea, and my idea is this: for anyone that is interested, much like we did, a lot of people did the ice bucket challenge, I'm going to start a 20 throw challenge chain, and I'm going to reach out to different individuals in the magnet fishing community and see if they would also partake in a 20 throw challenge, and also direct any donations to the page that Tom is currently designing, to make sure that, again, I don't want to handle any money. I just want to help him out. So once that happens and that is up and running, I will be reaching out to people and seeing if anyone is interested in continuing the chain. So that'll be coming up pretty soon. And I'm also thinking in October, I'd like to do a live with any individuals that would like to meet up and do a collaboration to raise money for Tom to help keep him exactly where he's at, comfortable in his own home. So we'll be doing that coming up as well. And if anyone has interest, you just reach out at biggrizzlymagnetfishing@gmail.com. Let me know you're interested, and I would be glad to send you information as we go. So there's that piece. The other the other thing that I'm looking at is I'm also in the future considering doing some fundraising for a few other causes, but I want to focus primarily on Tom at this point. This way we can keep him. Uh, he had an interesting tagline. He said he doesn't want to be on the scrap heap. And that makes me laugh because that's what magnet fishing does. We add things to the scrap heap. And we're going to keep the metal on the scrap heap and keep Tom off of it. And that's what's going to happen coming up real soon. Pops, I'm going to get your link and I'm also going to repost it and send it out for anyone that wants to get in there and get some merch for Pops. So I'll do that as well. I would like to be a guest on my live. If you would like to be a guest on my live Wednesdays, I also post the link at the top of my chat so anyone can join. Thanks. I will. I believe yours is. Our time would be 11 a.m. Um, I might be able to do a quick pop in. I'm usually. I've got what we call the normal people hours, so I'm usually working at that time. But if I'm available and I have a little bit of time, I would love to do that. Yeah, you're out in the east. I'm out in the Midwest, so we're on Central Time. You guys are an hour ahead of us. So if you ever come this way, you're going back in time. And I ever go that way, I'm going to the future. That's true. It just happened. Pops, were you able to get out to the Trash for Cash this year? I don't know if I saw you there for Rusty Magnets. Were you able to get out and spend some time out that way? No, you weren't. It was a decent time. Had fun. Got to meet some individuals. I believe we had Rusty Magnet, Iron Antler. Uh, we had Black Dog was there. Ben from Kratos was there. Joker was there. There's just too many to list. Maybe Adventures was there. A lot of good people doing good things. My vehicle won't make it that far. Oh, gotcha. You're in Maryland, correct? Okay, if you're in Maryland, maybe I'll reach out to you, Pops. Maybe we attempt something um, down the road, because I'd love to meet you, chat with you in person. Um, looks like the mail guy is coming. All right, I've been rambling for a while. I'm getting hungry. I'm about to have some lunch, so I will. That would work. Sounds good to me. I'll wrap this up. It'll be posted up there. I'll have your spread shop link up there, Pops, and then I'll also kind of plug you a little bit on here, get you more eyes, and we'll go from there. So, as I always say, catch you down the road.